Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Contractor Tip Tuesday. We're going to try to do this segment every week. Some weeks we'll be talking about roofs, some weeks we'll be talking about land management, and some weeks we'll be talking about gardening. This week we're going to be, because I'm on a roof here today, we're going to be talking a little bit about roof maintenance and some common issues that we see with roofs. One of the things that we've ran into a lot this year is people calling in and saying that they're concerned about hail damage. And maybe they've had a roofer come out and show them some pictures of their roof that would make them believe that they have hail damage, and so they're kind of trying to determine on whether or not they should go ahead and make that call and spend that deductible to see if they can get a roof or they can qualify for a new roof. And this is like a really good example of one. So I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that we see on a daily basis. Now this particular roof is leaking over the bathroom, and so I want to show you why. So here is the HVAC cap of this roof, and as you can see, it does have some marks on it. And then when I go down into the base of the cap, the fasteners are starting to rust. You can kind of see that, and that's a pretty common problem. The fix that we usually do for that is we just put a little caulk on it. It's not an issue, but a lot of times this particular thing right here will trigger the roofer to say it's hail damage. Now, on a lot of these roofs, whenever they get re-roofed, people reuse these HVAC caps, and so that's not necessarily a determining factor of hail. Probably 90% of the roofs that we look at have reused HVAC caps from a previous hail damage claim. And so, if a roofer shows you those HVAC caps, I would just take it with a grain of salt, honestly, because a lot of them are being reused, and sometimes turbines as well. So you really want to look at the damage that's actually on the roof. Now, in this case, this roof is about 15 years old, and so it's a 25-year shingle, so it should have 10 years of useful life. And now here in Arkansas, we do get some pretty hot weather, so sometimes that useful life will not be as long as it is in other times. In other climates, like say Minnesota, Wisconsin, places like that. But it does have some useful life left. But I want to show you kind of what they're seeing from their previous contractor and what the contractor is showing them. So we were shown this spot right here, and this spot right here, and this spot right here. And what the previous roofer had told the customer is that that was hail damage. And that's actually not hail damage. That's just a regular, blister pops, and they happen on roofs. So if you don't know, like your roof has, I think it's like 500% more granules in it than it needs. So they're actually made to be able to make those pops from time to time and to do that kind of stuff. So what we suggest as roofers is just some general maintenance. So we would come through, if you have a leak like this, we would come through, and this is something you can do as a homeowner. I'm not suggesting you get on your roof if it's steep or if you're too scared to do that, but one of the things we suggest as a homeowner is go in and start to do a little maintenance. So what you can do is put a little caulk around this line right here. These particular areas tend to leak more than any others, and then these fasteners, they start to rust, and that brings in quite a bit of water. You can also watch, this has an attached metal roof to it right here, so you kind of watch those. Sometimes you can pick those up and maybe put some caulk in there. Generally, we suggest a little bit more thorough job than that, but that's something that you can do in the interim to try to do a little maintenance. And then one other thing is, this particular roof has a lot of debris in the valleys, and so that debris just saturates and it causes leaks over time because due to that saturation. So just what I always tell people is kind of keep an eye on your roof. You can kind of take a look at it and understand what doesn't look right and what does look right. And so things like that, keeping it clean, keeping those gutters clean. It's really important to keep your gutters clean. Will really help you with those long-term leaks. And so, you can kind of get in a situation where, a roofer may say, well, you've got hail damage, let's just call it a claim. And you get a new roof and that's really nice, but, you get a slide against your claim history. You have to pay that deductible, which is never any fun. You do get a nice new roof, and sometimes that's just nice anyway, but there are other options. So that's pretty much it for today. We just wanted to show you guys a couple of things that we see on roofs, and we also see things with pipe jacks, so we'll talk about that a little bit more next week. But that concludes this week's Contractor Tip Tuesday. If you guys have any questions, just put them down in the comments below.